Express mount bracket. I can say that.
Express mount.
It's
the
RailRX Express mount
bracket.
Express.
Hey, Tony and Corey here. We're back in the studio where we are excited to show you this brand new, innovative, affordable cable rail system.
This is called RailRX Express mount bracket. Take a look at how easy it is to install. Coming up right now. Okay, I did notice that the first thing we start with is this right here.
Yeah, this is the template.
This is going on the post.
Yeah, this goes on the post, and it's too long. So we actually need to cut this back.
You gonna make a mark?
They make two different styles of this rail. This is a 36-inch rail height. They also do a 42-inch rail height. This is universal, works for both. So for us, we need to cut the bottom off, and it'll fit perfectly.
All right, here's a note. It's made out of plastic, so you wanna hold onto it real tight. You could go flying if you're not careful.
So this template actually has two sides. One's for the stairs and one is for the ends. So we're gonna start with this one, and I'll show you how easy this is. Once you've made the cut at the bottom, that is now the bottom forever. This is gonna be the top. So we're gonna line this up with the top of our post here. You're gonna take and put this square side more to one side. So we wanna have it kind of just where the crescent moon of that half round touches the outside of the post. And we're gonna clamp it. You got a clamp, Tony?
I do.
So this kit comes with 20 brackets and these stainless steel screws, everything you need to install it. So Tony, you got a drill? Probably the impactor.
Impactor?
And you can see how easy this bracket slides in, flush to the one side. Hey Tony, will you come here and hold this for me?
I think maybe you put this one on backwards.
No, they're universal.
Oh, they go the same way either way.
Either way.
I love that.
So it's actually a lot easier just to put one screw in right now, and then I'll come back later and drop the other ones in. All right, well that was easy.
Yeah, that's 10 pieces.
10 pieces for a 36-inch rail. Now if you have a 42-inch rail, they make a 12-pack of these that would give you 12 individual strands of cable.
All right, let's do the corner. Let me see that template. We know we need it to be tied up to the top, but how far off the edge does it need to be?
I think we're gonna use these as a template. So this is the corner. It's gonna push right onto the corner here.
And then we want that to be tight right in there.
Yep, right
tight
to,
at the top,
tight to the top.
tight to the clip.
And then we'll clamp it. You wanna hold that for me?
Yep.
So now that template should be straight, so
Yep.
it'll line up perfectly all the way around.
More screws.
Yeah.
These brackets also notably universal. You can't put them on backwards.
I like how they're made out of nylon.
Yeah.
They'll never rust.
They're strong. Did they send extra or did we miss two?
I had 2 extra on the first ones too.
Oh, perfect.
All right, Tony, grab the clamps and the screw gun. We're gonna do this on the other side and we'll be done. All right, Tony, this is 6 feet, this span right here. So because it's greater than 4 feet, RailRX recommends using an intermediate cable brace on any span over 4 feet. So all it is a little post with pre-drilled holes that line up perfectly with our rail section. So they come with these little shipping brackets. And what we want to do is, because this is universal, you can use this on a 36-inch rail or a 42-inch rail. You want to cut the bottom off. You can see it's too long here. So what we're gonna do is hold it up to our rail, make a mark, and then just cut this thing off on the chop saw.
Is the top and bottom the same?
No. So we wanna make sure that we're cutting the top. And the easiest way to figure that out is to hold it up to your currently installed rail, and you'll see that the hole lines up with our cable. If you flip it over, it doesn't. So you'll always wanna make sure you're cutting the bottom. All right, so let's measure, make a mark down the center.
These are 6 foot. Out to out, we're at 3 foot, 36 inches. All right, grab that post, let's make a mark on the post. Okay.
All right, cut that on the chop saw. Oh, a little bit more.
Blade flex.
It's still pretty tight.
It's good.
What we're gonna do, Tony, is we're gonna install these brackets, one up here and one down here. But we need to make sure that our intermediate brace is in line with our cables. The dimension here of our top rail is 1.5 inches. So we're gonna go 1.5 inches to this front face, and that'll be dead center with our cables.
Okay.
For this, what we're gonna do, go here. Go ahead and mark it. So I'm just gonna make sure this is plumb. Looks good. All right, Tony, the other thing we wanna do is make sure that this little intermediate brace is square to our top rail. So I'm gonna use a speed square. I'm just gonna put that on there and make sure that it's flat on that face. That looks pretty good, so go ahead, drop some screws. All right, and the last 2 screws on here are these little screws here to keep this thing from jostling around. So I'm gonna drop those in.
If you cut this nice and tight, like I did, there will be no jostling. What's next, cable?
Yeah, hand me those cables. Everything we need right there. All right, so we got all our cables, Tony. I think we should just get them all open, get them all ready to go.
Yeah, good plan.
Right? All right, you do that one. So each one comes with this little bag of hardware. So what I'm gonna do is open all of these and pour them into one box so we're not fighting it later. So I think we wanna be a little careful with these, Tony. This is tightly wound cable. I think these are gonna fly open.
I don't want it to blow up in my face.
You definitely don't wanna get it whipped in the face with that.
What do you got with all these parts opened up here?
Well, I dumped everything in here to make it easy. And we actually are only gonna be using a few of these parts.
Okay.
Because everything else is for other applications. You know, this is a universal kit, so you can use it with aluminum or wood post. So there's different applications, different hardware. But for today, all we're gonna use are these little things here. And you notice with the first box that we opened came with these little bushings.
Yeah.
That's gonna slide through our bracket on the end here to take up the extra space that for the cable. So what we're gonna do is take each of our cable ends. They all have this crimped
Threaded end.
stainless steel threaded end on it. So we're gonna put our bushing on first, just like that. And then one of these small stainless steel washers. And then a nylock nut that we're gonna thread onto the end of that. And then we're gonna install each one of these through just like that. And then we're gonna run our cables around. Super easy.
All right.
All right, you wanna give me a hand?
Yes, let's do it. We racing?
Ready, go. So we're gonna run this through here like this, and then run it through the top through there.
You know, it's easier if when you're going to the corner post, if you pull it through and pull the slack all the way out before you try to feed through the other end. Otherwise it'll get kind of tangled up there.
All right, so Tony, we're gonna install these pull lock fittings. Some of them have these little black washers on them. Mm-hmm. Wanna make sure those are off. That's for a different application.
Oh, okay.
So what we're gonna do is take these, and the first thing we need to do is make sure that our cable is seated properly into the bracket.
Okay.
If it's not, and we tension it, we might be not tensioning it properly.
Okay.
So these go on super easy, just like this.
Give it a tug.
You wanna push it on this way, and then spin it clockwise as you get it on there. And you see we got it through. We're just gonna push that all the way in, and it's gonna seat in there. Then we're gonna pull this as hard as we can.
Okay, nice.
Just like that. Oh shoot, Tony. I put one on the same cable that I already had one on, and now I can't get it off.
I think there's actually a key to release that. Yeah, this right here. This key goes inside like this and lets it come off.
Oh, nice.
And there's one of these inside the installation kit. I cannot believe how easy this is coming together.
Yeah.
This is very simple, very intuitive.
We've got all the cables installed. Now all we need to do is tension them.
Yeah, it's cool that the cable only goes one way through that sleeve that we put on there. And so if you grab a hold of it and give it a tug, it tightens right up. And we've done that. We've tugged on each one and tightened them right up. So now we'll move back to the other side with the nuts, the nylock nuts that we put on.
Right.
And we're gonna tighten the tension here.
Yep. So what we're gonna use is this little tool from the installation kit.
From the everything kit.
Comes with this teeny tiny wrench.
It's the tiniest little wrench I've ever seen in my life.
And an Allen wrench.
Allen.
And the Allen wrench fits inside the cable so that when you spin this nut, the cable doesn't spin.
Oh, smart.
Super easy.
Yep, okay.
So now you're just gonna go ahead and tighten that up.
Clockwise. And how do we know when we've tightened it enough?
Instructions say that you don't want more than 1/4 of an inch deflection.
Okay.
So you see that's coming down
Yep.
right there. And that looks pretty good.
That
Let's
looks
do the
pretty
next
tight.
one.
Okay, we got them all tight. I mean, these things are tight enough we could play it like a musical instrument, I feel like. So what is the next step where we gotta cut that stuff off?
Now, yeah, we have a cutoff wheel that came with our installation kit. So we're just gonna cut off every single one of these extra cables here.
Cutoff wheel. Came with the installation kit. We have pre-assembled it for your viewing pleasure.
So what I'm gonna do
Glasses.
is get some glasses. All right, so this fits in any normal drill. Probably not a impact drill, but a drill driver, just like we have here. So what I'm gonna do is brace myself against this post here, and I'm gonna cut this cable off, all the extra, just past the shoulder of this pull-on fitting. So you'll see right here, I'm gonna grab it just on the corner, start slow. Just like that.
That looks good. Nice
Yep.
and tight in there. Now, it won't get in the way of the cap.
Yeah, the last thing we have are these little caps that comes with 2 sets, one for the large side, one for the small side. So the small side goes on here.
Snap on. That's a job well done right there. So I've brought John Moss with RailRX in to take a look and see whether or not Corey and I did this right. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I was here. I saw you guys put this all together. I think you did fantastic. You've installed other cable rails where you drill through the posts and that. How did you feel the difference in ease of installation in that?
I'll tell you what, I have drilled through posts before, and trying to get a straight line drilling through a 3.5-inch post is very difficult. And this seems to me to be simpler. Obviously, it's easier, a ton faster, and I would choose this over standard cable rail anytime.
I'm glad to hear that, because that's what we were shooting for, right? When we developed this product, we were trying to achieve a couple different things, and one was cost of cable. Cable is super expensive. Material-wise, you're gonna save about 45%. And then the second part is the installation time. You don't have to drill all those holes. You don't have to measure and lay it all out. Now you use that template that you guys used. You didn't have to measure anything. You just brought the template to your bottom of your top rail, clamp it on, mount all your brackets, string your cables. Now you're doing 1 set of cables instead of 30 sets of cables. We're really excited about this. We believe it's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna open it up to a lot more budgets. Another thing to note is all RailRX products carry a lifetime warranty. So if there's ever a problem, we take care of it.
Yeah, this has all 4 of the most important things. It is easy to install, quality products, it's easy on the checkbook, and you have that security with a great warranty. It really has everything that you want. And in addition to that, you can find this product at all PARR Lumber locations. You know, Corey, what I love about this the most is the view from the important side of the deck. When you're sitting out on the deck, on your back patio, it's so clean, no hardware to distract from the view, and it was so easy to install.
It really was.
That's what I love about it.
Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found something useful out of this video. If you want to leave a like and a comment below, you can do that right now. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.